Booyah! Hey, folks, how you doing? Thanks for joining me, Randy, the news guy. Yeah, hey, just kind of checking out some new stuff, some new features on this. I'm waiting for Mr. Merlino and Mr. Brock to jump in, just to be sure that they haven't sent me anything. They'll go, hey, where am I? Yeah, let me tell you, I'm excited to get these guys on board. Hopefully, hey, can you give me some kind of... Hi, Pamela. Can you give me some indication? Can you hear this music that I'm playing? I don't know if you can or not. I'm playing around with the features of this new platform. Loving the weight music. All right, thanks, Nerdy. Yeah, I'm playing around with this features on this Wave broadcast, and yeah, they got some cool stuff going on in here. Actually, it's kind of fun. All right, so we are yeah, we got some fun stuff. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna go back to this thing. Looks like Mr. Brock is on. I'm gonna bring him in.
Randy, what's going on, buddy?
Man. Oh, there he is. All right, I got some music flipping in the background. I thought it was kind of cool.
I see. It sounds like we're in a Eastern European club or something.
Let me, I gotta pull off this caption thing there. All right. There we go. All right. Is your man Merlino? Did he get out of bed yet or what?
Yeah, I think he's coming. He shall be here. He grace us with his presence soon enough, I'm sure.
All right, there we go. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Long time no see.
Yeah, no kidding. It's been a while.
Yeah, about I don't know. I think the last time we were on here was about a year ago. I think when you were interviewing Merlino. It was kind
of it's almost been a year since we've been operating this. Not quite yet. I think we started like in June or something, maybe July, something like that. And then but yeah, and then I don't know, did I see you I saw you last year at your guys' conference. Were you were at spring training last year as well?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I saw you there. So that was good. That was good stuff. All right.
Yeah. You went to SEO at the beach last year.
What was that?
I said you went to SEO at the beach last year?
I did. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was good stuff. All right. It has some good.
Good.
Music is rocking. Hey, Nigel. Good to have you. Boom. You got new skin?
Yeah. I don't recommend it. It hurts.
That is a lot. No kidding.
Yeah. I've got a little addiction, I think, at the tattoo artist. But
is that whole thing new, or is it just a little bit, or what is
new?
No,
it's new. It's all
wow.
New. Got some more ink here.
Dude. Did that hurt? I can't even. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, I was a baby. Yeah. No. Shout out to Craig Lyons, the Lions Den Tattoo, Lakeland. It's like 4 sessions, 4 or 5 hours each.
Oh, that's how long it took? Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's like a different kind of pain. It's especially on the top for some reason. It's like a hot poker almost. Like somebody's like just jamming you with a hot poker.
Dude, you're a beast. Yeah, good for you. All right. Well, while we're waiting for Merlino, I am going to go ahead. Maybe we'll get some stuff going here. I'm going to I gotta shut off this caption here. I see I got this ticker thing going. All right, there we go. Yeah, I'm playing around with this new system here called Wave. Yeah, so it's kind of fun. All different kinds of stuff on here. All right. Hey, James, good to see you, man.
What's up?
All right. So we've got one of the fabulous duo online so far. Guys from Boost Your GBP. And I am anxious to talk with you guys because of some new things that really just kind of have dropped, at least in my lap. in the last day, and I want to get your guys' opinion on some stuff. Um, I should I like nerdy. I should do my head like that. Yeah, like your dad. I can't even imagine that. I can't even imagine how painful that would be. Anyway, all right. Hey, Darren, good to see you, man. Um, so let's get going with you anyway, Brack. I guess first of all, what have you been up to since the last we've talked? You've been cranking up. I see you got this. You're updated. I love the new site. You guys are rolling with this. The new biz. You guys have been busy.
Oh yeah, we've been swamped, So we bought David Hood's. Shout out to D Hood. His
Mhm.
agency. He got into AI, so where he just didn't. I guess he just that's kind of like his new love and his new passion.
Yeah.
And then we also bought a lead generation agency where we manage basically about 150 Google business profiles and do all that
Wow.
fun jazz stuff. So it's been a lot of actual unforeseen issues. It's been a lot more work than what we anticipated, but
I can only imagine.
yeah, we're coming out.
150. That's a lot. That is a ton.
But so the transition to do all that
I
and
don't want to
kind of
hear anything, man.
having a
Fuck.
new agency, ton.
Mic
Yeah.
check, mic check. Can y'all hear me?
We got you, Michael Merlino in the house. We can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear us? That's the question.
Mic check, mic check.
Yeah, we can hear you, Mike.
Yes, we can hear you. And the cat, too. All right. Yeah, 150 just to keep all of those straight, I think would be fairly difficult. uh, wow. What do you guys I would be curious, what kind of platform are you using to manage those to keep all of those straight?
Fuck my life, man.
Merlino, hey, oh, now he dropped out.
Yeah.
Are you guys using like your own heat map to track kind of the pins for the keywords that you're trying to rank for? And
No, local dominator. I think we
yeah,
still got stuff hooked up to Falcon, for sure. Elgar's doing a great job with that tool. I don't know if what everybody's
oh, I
using.
love local dom. Yeah, use that for my own stuff as well. Yeah,
Yeah. And then, obviously, like management's always a headache. We tried, was it Octo Profile or Octo whatever?
yeah.
Session Splitter. Where are we at? What else do we have? Ad Power. I think there might be one more. I can't remember. But
Wow.
yeah, it's
That's
a totally different world. They're two different worlds for sure, man.
yeah, no kidding. Um, wow. All right. So I'm gonna hit you up and give you a little shout out. You guys went on and man, you scheduled this thing kind of I don't want to say short notice, but man, it was I think you just put this up public like last week, maybe 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, yeah. What better now than the present, right?
Make it happen. Yeah.
Well, it's not that we rushed it. We'd been putting the plans together since back in like October, November. I think kind of the main hiccup was actually purchasing the event from David Hood and Eric, right? Just kind of coming to a full agreement, and
Mm,
when it finally popped off, people asking about, hey, we're going to do it this year. We're going to do it this year. And it was like, hey, it's kind of like we're going to do it. We got to kind of do it like, normally like at this time. So
right.
it's not too out of the normal to have like a month run up,
Yeah.
to an
Yeah.
event. But it's not, it's not, a lot of guys will have, have a 6 month run up
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah.
but
Let's see.
pretty
I'm gonna
excited.
We got Michael has joined. We got no picture of the Merlino man, but can you hear
Oh
us now,
man.
Mike? Can you
Yeah, I
talk?
can. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Well, we can hear
Yeah,
you. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
All
We
see
got,
you.
we got half the fucking battle done. I don't
Eh.
know what's up with this camera. Sorry about that.
Well, we're just going on about SEO at the beach, so I want to talk about this real quick before we get into some GBP stuff here. I was waiting for you to jump online, but so we got SEO at the beach. I was at this thing last year; it was great, and unfortunately, I was hoping it was going to be like the last weekend, like next weekend, maybe, because I've got a commitment I can't get out of that the weekend you guys got this booked. Um, but yeah, tell us about it. Where you're going to be in Miami this year. Last year you were in what, Clearwater, I think, or
yeah. Clearwater Beach was last year. We're going to push for Miami this year. We're thinking more of a traditional beach vibe. I think
yeah,
Miami.
yeah,
Funny you mentioned that, Randy, because last week was the original date we were going to do it. We just pushed it back another week, just so we had an
yeah.
extra week for all the logistics and everything. But we've got one of the best lineup of the year. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And we've actually talked to the speakers and what their topics are, and it's definitely not like the norm that you're going to hear, in
Yeah.
every event, right? So when we started, we're like, hey, we can make something, special. We got to do it. But if we can't, we'll just pause it and wait till next year or something.
Yeah.
But everything's just really came together.
Well, you
I'm
got some heavy hitters here, man. I'm telling you, even to get Chris Walker out of his
yes,
dungeon to come and speak, he doesn't do a lot of speaking events. So to get Chris out from, Virginia there is like, wow, good deal.
yeah, I've heard that from people. They're like, oh my God, you got Chris Walker out. I'm like, yeah, yeah. I didn't know that was a thing, but yeah, we got
Yeah,
him for. We got James to come out, which is not.
man. Yeah,
Yeah, we got Garrett to come out, which he turns down quite a bit.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
very totally blessed with the lineup for sure.
Man, no kidding. Eldar's gonna be there. Love Eldar and Matt Zimmerman. I'm excited. We got Brian Winnan is gonna be on the show next
OG.
week. So
Yeah,
so
Brian
this
gonna
guy
come with it.
he's a beast and absolutely hilarious. Yeah, it's gonna be a good conference. I'm really upset that I'm not gonna be there. So it is the first weekend of March, right? And
Yeah.
you can come here. I got the URL right there in the chat. Go there, grab the tickets.
We should
All
have
right.
hotel information updated on the venue page here. Hopefully today, if not tomorrow. We're working out some deals with some of the local hotel venues to try to get some group rates for people.
Nice. Yeah.
Um,
Man, it's coming up. All right. Well, good. Well, good for you guys. I'm excited you guys are doing the event. So, and again, I'm sorry I'm not going to be there. That's my loss. But all right, Michael is in the house. We got his image.
Yo, you can see me now or still no?
We can
yeah,
see you. We can hear you. We are in 5x5. All right. So you guys are just the incredible dynamic duo on local ranking. I mean, you guys are doing so much incredible stuff with that. And I guess uh, first off, maybe for those who are doing local SEO, maybe I'm going to hit you up right away. See if you get some new knowledge bomb that you want to drop. Maybe a little nugget, a little pre-nugget you want to share before SEO at the beach, possibly.
well, man, kind of threw me on the spot here. Let me think. So I got a bunch I can do here. You want something particular, Randy?
Uh, I do have a question, and
Yeah.
maybe you can lead into this, as you're thinking about what you want to share a little bit. But I got an email yesterday from Google, and I would imagine probably others have gotten this in the last day or two, or in regards to AI generated search in the Map app. Have you guys seen that?
Yeah, I was just I think I was just reading an article about that this morning a little bit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I just got the invite on my local guide account. They're like, "Hey, we want you to go test this thing out." And I haven't had a chance to tap into it yet, but I was like, this is crazy." And I had heard, I don't know, a few weeks ago that they were anticipating to do something like that to add AI generated search into maps, but I thought, how I, I don't know. I'm curious at what that is. So you read an article about it already this
Yeah,
morning.
so
I
look
yeah, what
more
do
like
you
recommendations type situation. I still think like your rankings are going to be most important for like businesses, in my opinion.
yeah,
If you're out like maybe a restaurant or something, I don't see like an absolute huge impact. But to be honest, I know just like with Bing or even Bard, depending on what kind of queries you want to target, they're actually kind of easy to manipulate. Because they're
mm,
only going to pull the data from certain sites.
right,
You know,
right.
getting those sites.
Yeah. So are you guys having some, no, this would be really a knowledge bomb. Are you guys doing some tactics to try to manipulate what you're finding on some of the AI search?
So I can say first, no, I'm not. But all the shit I've done for years is there on all of my brands. And when I search for all, I'm like, ooh, right? If I use Perplexity Copilot, which is the fucking shit, and I
Yeah,
put in a keyword and then I look, and then you on the right hand tab, you could click images and it searches in all my images, videos, all my video, right? Like
right.
so that shit that we've spoke about and I've spoken about a lot over the build your brand, get them top
Yeah.
backlinks, them top socials. Like some people call them citations, some people make fun of me for calling them I don't give a fuck what you call it. Get them top links. And when you start seeing them all over the place now, if you've been had them, then you're got that trust. If not,
Yeah,
start playing catch up. Brock showed in last year in one of his courses, like go into Bing, check their maps and see what's showing in those knowledge panels, because those are trust signals on Google side as well, right? And that's been an old school play. Like even me as a business owner, I would do that shit when I first found out about Bing and Google. Like, what the hell is all this shit, right? Going back, long time.
right.
So my answer is no, not like we didn't plan to. Now we are, and it's more about finding those top parasites or them top trusted sites, so
Mm.
you can manipulate it. But it feels good when you see your shit is already there and you don't got to play catch up, right? And I only mean for my main brands. I don't mean every GMB I have, because I'd be lying if I said that.
Right, right. Well, that's what I was wondering as well. And so do you guys see even on a desktop then and not even thinking about, the GBP, the Google Map application? So Michael, you saying like, hey, all of the stuff that you've been doing, for years, that is still influencing essentially the listings that you're seeing in the SGE on in the Google search or even on
And in the
Bing.
tools,
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
And if you don't see the information, right, little nug, other people have said this, right? But in case you never heard it, like put the shit into the LLMs, right?
mm,
Feed that information into the AIs, right? After a
mm,
while, you'd be surprised what happened. I think Holly was the first one that showed that, right? It
mm-hmm.
shows like she's like a graduate, a scholar, a graduate of Harvard, or I forgot what she did, but it's manipulated.
Yeah, yeah. That is crazy. Um, Wow. All right, all right. So AI generated in maps. I don't know what that's going to look like. I think it'll be crazy.
Hey,
I
I have
do
a
have,
question. So I have a
yeah,
question. This is why I love being I'm on the call just like everyone else that might be watching. I got a question. Hey, Brock, you think that generated AI shit got anything to do to like push LSA, like get the other map listings down, maybe only show
right.
motherfuckers that's running LSA? You think there's any play there, or too early to even tell?
Yeah, I think it's too early to tell, but definitely, I mean, if they have an opportunity to kind of pop those, they've been showing up everywhere in maps more and more. Those LSAs have, and they're real
Yeah.
sneaky about sliding them in and making them look real
Yeah.
nice. You
Yep.
know?
They almost caught me the other day, yo. I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck? I was like, that's an ad. The two of
Yeah.
them, the two up top, I didn't even notice that they were ads. And I'm like, yo, I lost my ranking. I was mad.
Yeah.
Then I looked and I'm like, oh shit, there's ads here for this keyword, right? Because it wasn't
Yeah.
even a broad or a broad plus city. Hey,
Yeah.
I'll give a free nug real quick. Shit I've said before, but motherfuckers sometimes don't listen. And if you haven't, and so has Brock. I don't mean just me, right? Any good SEO says this, but in case you ain't hear it, stop chasing keyword plus geo only. Like, bro, I literally have friends that show me their ranks grids and it's only keyword, geo, keyword, right? And they're like, yo, I'm struggling. And I'm like, son, run the scan with just the fucking broad keywords. You might be really surprised, right? And they do, and sometimes they are. It's like, oh shit, because some GMBs don't hit with the geo modifier. They just don't, no matter what you do. But it hits for the broad because Google understands your niche. See? When you got to make Google understand niche plus geolocations is more complicated, especially since they want you to buy LSA ads. Right?
Yeah.
So just focus on blowing your proximity out as far as you can on the main fucking keyword. The plumber near me, plumbers, leaky pipe, like the main fucking keywords. You really be surprised. And if you're not tracking those, you're doing yourself and your clients a huge injustice, man.
So are you still doing that stuff though, like main keyword and brand, or you're associating your brand with that main keyword, like plumber, and those very big, broad keywords like that?
I do, but I do it less and less because with CTR, I still do it, but I do as least amount as possible to get maximum result. The brand stuff, I do long enough as needed, if needed. I don't even start it off rip anymore because I'm dealing with too many listings, right? But if your brand is not established, then yes, that's an absolute great way to get your shit out there. But also, let me say this. If your brand is real long and spammy, don't be running that in like CTR, right? You got to use your brain a little. Like just use the shortest version of what makes it your brand. So if it's Joe's Plumbers and Pipe Cleaners of Fort Lauderdale, like you're not sending branded traffic like that because ain't a motherfucker in the world searching for that. Period and point blank. I don't give a fuck if you McDonald's, right? Nobody's putting McDonald's best egg McMuffin in Fort Lauderdale. No, McDonald's. So get your brand, McDonald's, egg McMuffin. That'll work. Make it so that that's what you're going to do if you're sending brand signals. Brand signals could be sent not just through CTR, guys, anchor text, if you link building, right? Article writing, videos, social posts, hashtags, like everything that we all do is just do a little brand campaign for it, bro. Press release, make sure you get a branded link. Like it's not complicated.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
And no need to overdo it, right?
Right.
Like just get it. Make sure they understand your brand. Put your brand in Google. If your knowledge panel comes up, you good, right? Yeah. And that's it. Start moving towards the money.
Yeah.
And broad keywords and service keywords.
Yeah. Well, I agree completely with you on the brand piece. I mean, we always do that in any of the PRs. We're always doing a brand link within the PR because, precisely what you're just talking about. You want to get that brand out there. You want to get the link on it as well, send the signal. So, yeah, I'm curious. So this sounds like, I'm not going to say a departure, but it certainly is a twist maybe of what you have been preaching, from what I've heard you over the last several years anyway, of really like, doing a lot of brand, keyword brand, geo brand, boom. But now you're like, hey, do that broad keyword.
So no, yeah. I've always hit all of that, right? It's just, and I think I've taught the brand shit enough. Now the adjustment is less campaigns if you're doing CTR, more manipulated URLs, and then code all of that shit in the URLs so you don't have to have so many campaigns. And that's the real reason, right? To save money and time. Because when you got to set up 20 or 25 campaigns per GMB, that's time consuming and is, gets pricey, right? So we need to minimize that.
Yeah, yeah. Are you guys still doing? I know Brockman, you were just, slaying this and just the master of manipulated URLs. Are you still heavily tuning that stuff up?
Yeah. I still use manipulated URLs for sure. I mean, you can't send a better signal, in my opinion. It's like you can just pack as much data and user behavior all inside of that link. And it's not just sending CTR. They're great for backlinks as well. Believe it or not.
Mm,
You know, you can even geo signals you can send out. To kind of get that proximity stretch.
yeah,
They're just a great tool to have.
yeah.
All the way around. Love me
So
some
I've got
URL.
it. I have a.
Facts.
I'm gonna.
Hey, real fast. Hashtag love manipulated URLs, bro. Comment that shit. I swear to you, bro. Since JP and Paul put me on to that shit years ago, combination of them two. Shout out to both of you, my fucking guys, right? That's what I've been ranking and banking with forever, bro. Like manipulated URLs is the shiznit. Then I met Brock, and Brock's like, "Yo, bro, hey, remember that Zoom we was on, dog? Where we're like, I broke out a sheet, you broke out a sheet. We showed each other the sheets, all the different links, and then you came up with a new one, and like,
oh yeah, we spent like a whole day on
it was
that
like
thing,
7 hours on a fucking Zoom, right? And then that's when we came out with the sheet with all these manipulated. You like, we took shit that people taught me and put our own shit on it, and bro, like I love me some manipulated URLs. If you listen to any of my presentations at all, especially the last couple, that's what I'm talking about. The whole presentation is about manipulated URLs on the top social/parasite sites. That's what I'm gonna talk about again, and I'm gonna come with even more data. And I heard that people get mad. Oh, why does Merlino show so much screenshots? I want to address that. I'm not showing you screenshots, bro. That's just to be like, wow. I'm showing you a screenshot with certain areas highlighted and telling you I took the Latin, the long, manipulated the URL, did this, telling you on the fucking screenshot what I did. Then you see the results. If you don't fucking appreciate that, I don't want to say don't show up, but gee, man, what the fuck else do you want, bro? You want me to do it for you for free? I'm showing you exactly what we do.
Yeah, can you just come over to my house and do it for me?
And bring the ingredient. And stop by the supermarket and bring the ingredients too, because I ain't got nothing here. Come on now.
I love it.
Bro, when me and Brock came out that call with them URLs, my team was already testing CTR. Like, the amount of tests that we have running is ridiculous. Since Rockstars 2022, isolated, like all types of tests. Then we got them new URLs out, and I'm just letting you know, man. That's what I've been banging in the head hard.
Yeah,
hard.
Yeah. So I was on a call with a guy, prospect, doing some PRs with us. And we got onto this subject about manipulated URLs for the map embeds. And he was like, I don't want to do any of that stuff because I think it's going to, go away. And then what am I going to do? And I mean, he was really, I don't know if it was just super white hat kind of a focus, but he was very concerned that Google was going to essentially blow up his profile because he was going to be using manipulated.
I've been doing that shit forever. And real quick, shout out to BK though too, one of our speakers who's fucking sick with the sheets and the automation and manipulated URL. You think you doing manipulated URLs? Yeah. Wait till you see what we got running with them scripts and them app scripts. Oh my lord, Kato gets with it. He gets busy.
SEO at the beach. He's got some good shit for real.
Yeah. So you're not. I know you guys have been doing the manipulated for a while, like years. You have not seen anything like a detrimental Google penalized pull a profile.
Only if you send too much. Only if you send like a stupid amount of traffic to the same link, especially if you're trying to stack too many CIDs together, like shit like that, and it a lot of traffic. But I personally never have fucked anything up.
But that probably doesn't have anything to do with the manipulated URLs. You're just you're
the amount of traffic. Yeah, you're right. It's probably not the URL. Good point, Brock.
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. I mean,
people have never like used them or heard of them. They see it, and they might think that it's just crazy black hat mastery art or something, right? But which I guess it kind of is, right? But Google's not going to penalize its own properties and stuff. I mean, just naturally, there's going to be like search queries as links, over the.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, we do a lot of Google entity stacks, and we build out a bunch of stuff out on Google properties, and then we go and hammer those things with
hammer it, baby, hammer it.
Yeah, I mean, we GSA, stacking those links and blowing those things up out to the folders, out to the G sites, and I've never seen those things like collapse. I mean, they're like Hercules, right? Being able to hold up the shit you throw at it. But you've never seen, though, of all of the manipulated URLs, you've never had a profile come down.
No. Listen, wow. I've thrown up at least, I mean, I don't know the exact count. I don't want to throw fake stats out there. Cato could probably give you a number. Like probably the maximum amount of fucking cells you could have on a Google sheet with a bunch of tabs embedded onto Google sites, like all over the place, right? Like the shit don't load, crash your server, and then build every link you can to it just to try to break shit. Didn't break, bro. Didn't get suspended. None of the GMBs linked. None of it. Like it's their property. It's like they're not gonna do it, bro.
Yeah. So
including the dirtiest safe links you can find. Like specifically asking Cal, yo, let me get the dirtiest links. I'm trying to break this shit.
Yeah, dirty.
Like,
well, I think, I mean, the way I use them though is I've always been very sparingly with manipulated URLs. Like I just 1 or 2 clicks a day, that's the way I've always done it. I've always so.
Well, I think that's a good point. And so, Mike, you're saying like, hey, you threw a ton of traffic. I mean, we do CTR stuff as well, and I am very conservative on it in the sense of similar, like just a few clicks a day is all that we're sending at some of that stuff, right?
Some of the stuff I don't even send a click every day.
Yeah.
Some of it.
Like once Google recognizes it, I think it kind of loses its juice. So it's all you need. I mean, there's no need to send more. That's something that a lot of people don't realize.
Here's a good question from Lovey. What's the best tool that you guys use to manipulate URLs, or who do you guys use for that service? Well, I know who you use. You use yourself, but tools though. Anyway, that
there's a couple good Chrome extensions you can play around with, Lee. What is it? Clean URLs, and then there's another one that'll kind of rip out all the tracking stuff outside of it, and then you can take the parameters and swap them out. And then there was another one I can't remember off the top of my head, but it'll actually pull out each parameter and allow you to kind of manipulate it the way you want.
Come to SEO at the beach, and we'll give you a sheet that'll do all that shit for you.
There you go. That's nice. That's interesting about a Chrome extension that would do that. I'm going to go search around for one of those things. That could be good. So Michael, you kind of threw out, and this fascinated me because it's a lot more than what we do. So you were saying, like for each GMB, for each map, you're like setting up like 25 different kind of campaigns for one property.
No, we used to at one point, right? Because I wanted everything nice and, like just brand plus brand with number. I like everything organized. But then we got that down to like the last year or so before this recent update to how we running it. It was down to about 5 to 7 campaigns. It used to be 20, like, going back a couple years and shit like that. When the manipulated URLs was first kind of out, you had to batch it off, especially because we didn't want to hit the same URL too many times, right? Now, though, we do, I think, 3 to 4 different campaigns, right? And
the same results. Sounds kind of like Ted Cabana.
Shout out to Ted, yo, real quick. I have a feeling you're going to mention Ted. Shout out to Ted, right? Because after him calling me a tester, I completely changed everything in my VA team and made my main guy a tester
Right.
And for like a year and a half now, that's all he's been doing. So I was doing a lot of CTR that worked, but was unnecessary. And Brock don't even like CTR. So me and him plus that made me tone. I strip it down. I only do what's going to get us results. Right? And I'm telling y'all, bro, after a year and a half of tests, like, I know what moves what. Like, just put this here, do that, bang. It should move, or the GMB's blacklisted. Period and point blank. Because I got the data.
Well, I was bringing up Ted because he made such a great presentation at one point in regards to kind of minimal SEO, right? And I remember, I think it was either you or Brock I was having a conversation with. It was at, I don't remember what conference it was at, but and you guys were talking like, oh yeah, we do all of this stuff, and I know I got to pull this stuff down because I'm sure there's some stuff we just don't even need to do anymore because, you know, it's an overkill. And I think, if I recall, even like Ted was even saying, like, sometimes you just load this stuff up and it can actually begin to hurt you a bit more because it's just not necessary, right? Yeah.
Brock's been a big when I met Brock, we were in the car going to SEO at the beach, right? And we're talking maps and this and that. And I'm like, yeah, yo, you know, with my pad, I'm like, I do this, that, Google site, cloud site, bang, right? He was like, I remember he turned around and he goes, yo, you're doing way too much, bro. I was like, what you mean? He was like, you ain't got to do all that. I was like, all right, you know, and that's where it started. And even the conversation of the white label and better map rankings, which was born, you know, some time later. But and that event was Rockstars 2022, where Ted gave that speech, right? And where after my speech, he had called me a scientist, and I was like, what? And anyway, to tie it all together, though, that's the shit Brock been on since I met him. But from the maps angle, right? And anything he does, he's about saving his paper, right? Like, why am I going to do shit I don't need to do? That's fucking stupid. And I've adapted to that, especially with the CTR, right? So now, like, I'm a sniper with that shit, bro. I just put shit exactly where I want with the URL that I want, and a little traffic, and I'm going to get a boost.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and again, I just want to emphasize the issue around CTR, man, is minimal, just light traffic. You don't overkill. That is especially one of those, like, more is not better. You know, just think small increments. Darren Muzzy throws out unfurl. Is that one of the tools you're thinking of, Brock? All right.
Beautiful.
Yeah. It'll, you can just, you do a search query, copy and paste the Google search query after it's running the results, drop it in there, and it'll pull out each parameter and drop it in. Tell you exactly what it is and what it does. For the most part, there's some stuff it doesn't know.
Yeah. When you're doing this stuff on, because I know you guys have got a tool and you guys are, you know, using some scripts. Do you find though that one particular manipulated URL works a bit better? Not that you wouldn't use, but if you're like, hey, we're only going to do 2 for whatever reason, is it, you know, modifying the Latin long, or is it modifying with a keyword? I mean, what do you guys find as being like the most impactful?
The one recently,
only give one.
The one most recently that Google they took it away. So I mean, I wish I could, but it was the point we call it like the point of interest links, where you just drop it in. Do you remember that one, Mike?
Yeah, hell yeah, of course. That was the one that we even gave warning. Like, if you use this, you know, it might go away, you know, and maybe hurt your GMB.
Right in the point of interest. Hey, I'm gonna go answer my door.
Yeah, sure. Luigi.
So you were using point of interest and adding
so check this out. You know, like when you go things to do Dallas and you get the POI page, right? Our GMB would be there. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. That, you know, that I told people, if you use this at your own risk, because that's taking it somewhere else, right? Obviously, that's not supposed to be there. That was it. Uh-oh. Is that what I think it is?
We got some signage. We got some poster. What? Nice.
Oh, I think I know what that is. But to answer your question, bro.
No, Mike, Brock, you muted, I think, buddy. We didn't hear.
Oh yeah, I said you'll know what that is very soon. I'm sure you're.
We're not going to get
about what that is.
We're not going to get a reveal here. Shit.
So I'll give you one. There's really only two that I'm using and banging real bang 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 and bin, right? So, and I'll give you one of them, which is the CID plus CID, right? Real basic shit. But remember this: the days of doing CID plus CID plus CID plus CID, that's over. Don't do it. Don't do it. Right? CID, your business plus niche, or your business plus geo. Leave it at that. Don't get crazy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That one is always winning.
Mm.
You just got to think, with the GMB in so many aspects, even like like your website and
Right.
manipulated links and whatever, right? It's always like build relevancy geographically and build relevancy with the keyword.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Use both.
Love it. Love it. I am kind of curious. So we talked, just kind of quick mention about AI. How are you guys utilizing it? Because I know you're playing around with it in some degree.
Yeah.
What are some fun uses that you've been incorporating into your processes with AI at this point?
We've actually kind of built kind of like my own language model on Google Cloud that I've been playing around with just for like predictive analysis for like cloud rankings. Just very primitive, I think I've got like the minimum 10 data sets on there, but basically it's just what I want to try to do is try to go into seeing a market before we even do anything and know exactly what we need.
Mm-hmm.
Theoretically you would need 25 listings and you got to have so many entities and then the keyword mentioned so many times and stuff like that. It's a little bit of work in progress, but that's kind of something I've been playing around with AI. But as far as that, obviously I think we're all using that for content creation and James Slattery gave me a sheet. He's like, "Hey man, I want to hook this up on your let me hook this up on your the sheet for you." And I was like, "All right, cool, whatever." I'm like, "Yeah, if you recommend it, I know it's good, right?" So James took over my computer one day for like 10 minutes and plugged in that sheet. And then I think forget where exactly it came from. I think it was like some AI guy made it or influencer made it.
Yeah.
But it literally spit out like really good content, especially if you kind of play around with the prompts a little bit. I think we did like 200 articles like in 5 minutes or something. Like it's nuts.
Yeah, I saw James. I think he put that up on Facebook or as a post. Was it like, hey, book something for me? And I think I missed the opportunity, but I know that there was somebody else who was like, oh my God, the guy was a wizard. He was like tapped into my system for 5 minutes, and all of a sudden I was shitting out content. That was amazing.
That's James.
On autopilot. Yeah, he's a wizard. Love the James, man. So I'm curious, are you guys like utilizing, I have a question hats off first, Brock. I think that is a great idea. If I kind of got latched onto what you were trying to do, because I think that's brilliant. If you're like thinking you want to feed some parameters, you're like, hey, I'm coming into Cleveland. I got a new Cleveland roofing client. And then give some certain parameters and then have the AI say, what do I need to be able to rank this, right? So like a predictive and an analysis, like you're going to need, 81 citations and whatever. Is that kind of where you're scoping this thing?
Exactly. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
God,
Absolutely.
that is awesome. That would be awesome. Well, I would love. Hey, put me into a testing group on that for if you're looking for anybody to pilot, help you. Here's a great question, Michael. I know. Can you go more into what a manipulated URL is and how it works? All right. Or Brock, either one of you. I know.
Brock could probably explain it in a way that makes sense. I can Merlino it, but you know what I mean? I don't know. I think Brock, if you're up to it, I think you're better suited to answer that question.
So basically, manipulated URL is so when you do a Google search, like that search query is like inside of the URL. When you press enter with a bunch of mumble jumble, like gibberish that looks like gibberish to you, but there's actually like code language in there. So Google's actually watching your behavior, everything from like how long it takes for you to type in a query. If you actually type in the query with your keyboard, or if you're doing it like inside of the URL bar, if you're doing it inside of the search bar. Like I said, the links you click, everything's like timestamps, everything. And what we do is we can take pieces of that URL and put it together, and we take out a lot of the tracking, and then we basically can, when we run those URLs, it's basically telling Google, hey, this person's done this, and then they search this, and then they got out of that, and then they searched this keyword, and then they clicked on this business listing, right? And then instead of doing all that, you just run it through that URL one time, and that's kind of what you get. And then you can actually stuff like more data into it as well. When Randy was talking about like the CIDs, you'd shove like a CID of like the city that you were targeting, as well as like the CID of like your business listing in there as well. So you can kind of cram it in there, and you're basically, what you're trying to do is give Google something it's never seen before, which will actually turn like the AI on, and actually you're kind of connecting the dots for that on its own. So you're letting its job be easy.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
I love the idea, and what you're just saying is that you're kind of giving a new signal
Yes.
to the
There you
search
go.
engine, right? Maybe something that it hasn't seen before, but giving a new signal to connect your business, your brand, with a niche or an extended longitude, to push out the radius. Yeah.
So I'll summarize the best part of a manipulated URL in my eyes, right? Like Google, like Brock just said, and great summary, bro. So y'all would have never been able to go in that detailed into all that.
So now Merlino, yeah.
When you send a manipulated URL, right? Google's never seen that shit before because we just created it. So they gotta look at it. They gotta, crawl it. The IQ, the AI goes on, whatever the fucking word you want to use, right? It has to register it. And then we're telling it exactly what we want to tell it, right? I mean, literally, like, so what guessing game is there? And then if everything else is in place behind it, then you're good to go. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick with the CID, right? If within your city, the little neighborhoods, depending on the size of your city, if they have their own CID, which most of them do, don't just send, Roofer Dallas. Send Roofer and all, everyone you can find.
Right.
Especially if you're not ranking in that area, right?
Yeah, because that's an excellent way to kind of extend the parameter, right? The proximity zone of your map.
And if you want to learn how to say, yo, I'm not ranking in this area, it should be within my reach. Can I get it? Then come to SEO at the beat. But we're gonna definitely show you how to do that. That's part of the whole thing. Me and Cato and Brock. All of us, like Brian, when anybody that does maps, that's like, part of the team or the little circuit, like we all know, like that's how you win, bro. That's how, and for Brock, he don't do it with CTR. He does it in link builds to it.
Yeah. Well,
different strokes for different folks, right? As long as the green grids turn green. I got to transition to my cell phone, y'all. I'll be right back.
All right. Well, I'm sure that's going to be a good with Brian. I love Brian Cato. The guy is just a wizard, man. If he's like building out scripts and sheets for you to help drive some of that stuff, that would be a good presentation to hit in itself. All right. Hey, Dre, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. You got up early this morning. Good for you. That's a dude. Paul Andre is great. You should get him to come out and do your multimedia stuff for SEO at the beach. The guy is a wizard. That's
a real good AV guy.
Oh my God, he is. Well, not just AV, but as well like production of content. Yeah, he's that's his superpower. He's the man. All right, so Merlino checked out. I got a question for you in regards to with the AI. Are you guys utilizing AI to create posts on those GBP profiles and post with images of an AI generated stuff or not? I don't know to what extent you're using AI on posts like that.
Yeah. So with Google Business Profile like post, outside of like a new listing, I'm not going to do a ton of posting outside of like offers and events. So I'll do some updates to like build up the profile a bit, build some more relevancy. But outside of that, I'm done. And then basically, I'm more interested in pulling snippets than what I am really than anything. It's just because I take up that much more real estate inside of Google, right?
Right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, absolutely, we use Google AI for image generation as well as content. For sure.
So that is interesting. Your approach with the post on the profile. So you just you hit it, just kind of show like, hey, we've got some activity going on here. You may do a few, but you're not. I mean, there are people who just swear you got to do 3 to 5 posts a week, right? Ongoing to like send signals out. And
Right.
I'm not in that camp, but I've always been in the camp, I guess, like once a week, I think is probably, I just want to continue to send a signal to Google that we're doing stuff. But
Right, but I think it's more of just like a quality signal, like just like answering reviews quickly, right? That's versus really helping your rankings by stuffing a bunch of keywords in there or anything. They do help a lot if people are in chat or if people are in, if they're searching up like questions or anything inside of the actual GMB. So just think, actual customers doing it.
Right.
They're good to have. Those update posts will pop up.
Right.
If they're typing in whatever keywords that are in there, but they will as well for the events and offers too. So
interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right. What something else I was gonna just hit you up on, and now I completely went blank on it. Shit. I was gonna ask you. So I know you guys have got your thing coming up. I'm gonna flip over to this real quick. Are you heading up? You guys going to spring training? You're gonna make a showing there, Brock?
No, I'm not. I believe Merlino is though. Merlino will be out there this year.
Yeah, we got Merlino is on the speaking docket, man. He's gonna be
He's going to be going, making the cert. He did a lot of speaking engagements last year as well. Got to give props to him.
Yeah. Aside from your own gig
That's
that
it.
you guys,
Yeah.
beside
Not
from
gonna
what
hit
you guys
me.
are doing, I was
Just,
wondering, are you going to hit some other ones during the course of the year?
No, this will probably be it. If you guys want to hear me speak, I did that. I don't know, not last year, like the year before, and just I don't know, kind of got a little burnt out on traveling and living in a hotel and all that.
Oh man,
So,
being in a hotel. I know there used to be a point in my life where I traveled a lot. I mean, I was 80% of my time I was on the road. And so like staying in the hotels, I mean, all of that, you just kind of got accustomed to it and never bothered. And then I didn't travel for a few years. And now I've started to go back and, hitting conferences and stuff. And man, I go into a hotel now and I am like struggling with trying to like sleep, get a good night's sleep even. I'm like, I'm not, I don't know. It's crazy how that works.
I'd be at home with my dogs, and my own bed.
Yeah, I get it. All right, so we got a question here. So John is asking, what is GBP? What do you guys want
The
to take that
wrong way
on
of
real quick?
saying Google my business.
Yes. Yeah.
GBP is the wrong way to say Google business.
Yeah. Michael, that is a horrible connection you got. You may want to drop the video, Michael, and just use audio. But yeah, John, it's GBP actually stands for Google Business Profile, and they changed what was formerly called the Google My Business. It's been a year ago at least, and I still call it GMB, but I can't get my tongue around GBP for some reason. I don't know. All right, Elder, there you go, man. We're still talking up and giving the love for local dominator, man. That is the shazizzle.
Oh, Elgar, what's up, Playboy?
Yeah. All right, Brock.
Earlier.
Yeah, Darren's got a question for Brock. Can you give a hint or tip with link building the manipulated URLs rather than Merlino with the CTR. So
Yeah, so what I like to do a lot when I'm using is just a lot of branded anchor text. I'm using SEO Neo. I don't know who else is using that. It's kind of a newer tool. Got a lot of updates when you log into it, but it works great. Other than that, but I just yeah. So what I would do is I would do a foundational link building campaign that I'm going to blast out to all my main citations, my social media profiles, right? I would that would kind of build up my base, and then we could shoot up manipulated URLs at the actual maps listing, if that makes sense.
So are you using the brand as the anchor, and then the link associated is your manipulated URL? Is that right?
Right. So yeah, sorry, I should have been a little bit more descriptive there. Yeah. So what we're going to want to do is you would use let's say brand plus phone number, or brand plus address, or brand plus review, brand plus whatever, right? Or just the brand, and we would run just a straight keyword manipulated URL with just the keyword, no brand in it, that would go in there. So we kind of send a signal kind of that way. Or you do a brand where you can do, just so many ways to do it, and different variables. But yeah, I would do something like that. But I would focus primarily on brand, because you're trying to hit it on both ways. You want to hit the keywords hard, but then you also want to make it you want to raise your brand up as much as you can, isolating yourself a little bit, and you're building your brand at your same time. So we were, we've been using Neo for a long time, me and Mike have, and we can actually run one campaign and it'll completely change the branded SERP, the suggested keywords, everything. So,
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, remember Mike? Yeah, he knows.
Hey, listen, I told you, Brock don't like CTR that much, right? But he knows that shit is what it is with the brand signal. So it's let's take a little bit of this, link build, and bro, that SEO Neo is awesome. And I just want to say also, shout out to the owner, Elias. I don't know if I say his name right, never met him, but bro, that updating all the time, it could be annoying if the campaign is running, but that's good, because he's always making it better and better and better. And you don't see that from a lot of tools, you know what I mean? And shout out to Garrett, because with CTR Booster, you see they always updating that shit, right? Always on it. Continuous project, continuous.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I love Garrett. I love his tools. CTR Booster is awesome. Elias, so is SEO Neo, is that the second gen of SEO Autopilot?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
But a little bit different version. Yeah, I mean, you can even post to your own WordPress websites and build out PBNs with it and stuff you want to. It's phenomenal. Nuts.
Yeah. Nice. I'm gonna have to go check that out. I know I still run SEO Autopilot on some stuff, so we're still doing some old school with that.
Yeah, but other than that, it's awesome.
Nice. All right. Well, we're getting ready to kind of close it down. Guys, any last nuggets, anything else you want to share?
GMB for life.
Yeah, exactly. GMB for life. Word. Oh, look, somebody commented it. He just read my mind while I was pressing unmute. SEO at the beach, March 1st to 3rd. If you can make it, make it. If not, you're going to hear about it and regret it. Rest assured.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I know it. I am too, man. I'm sorry I'm not going to make it. Yeah, go hit it up. The link's in the chat. It's going to be an awesome. I love the lineup you got for the speakers. I mean, you got some good, solid talent there.
Oh, and there might be a mystery speaker or two, too. There might be some more as well.
Yeah, we might
stay tuned
as well.
Yeah, might have a couple tricks up our sleeve.
There you go. All right, boys. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on. And again, man, I'm sorry I'm going to miss you in a few weeks, but all the best to you. And listen, we'll connect again. Michael, I'll see you at SEO Spring Training, brother.
All right, man. Look forward to it. Peace and love. Randy, thanks for having us on here. Really appreciate it, man.
All right.